Hi everybody, y'all know who this is. Shantae Williams, aka Scars and Makeup. Today I have two very special guests with me, Vanessa and Equan. How you doing? What's up, Equan?
What's up?
I just want to, before we get into it, I just want to say these two people right here are the reason why I have such a dope title. Scars and Makeup came from a situation that had happened with them. And without further ado, I'm going to ask my questions and I'm going to let them tell their Scars and Makeup story. So, you guys, the famous question that I ask everybody. Just want to say thank you again for coming. I definitely wanted you guys to be first, but everybody busy with their schedules in school. Thank you, definitely. So, when you first heard the word Scars and Makeup, what were your thoughts?
Well, when I heard Scars and Makeup, believe it or not, scars is a definition of pain, disaster, any harm done. Making up is just a way to fix things and find a way to make things better. So that's how I think of Scars and Makeup.
Okay. Same question directed to you. When you first heard the word Scars and Makeup, what were your thoughts?
Scar is like, oh, I got a scar, my pain.
Makeup is like a thing.
Makeup is like, when I heard makeup, I'm thinking makeup like you put on yourself.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Yeah,
Like
but
covering it up,
right.
covering up your scar.
Yes.
But knowing the fact that it's a metaphor now that you know what it's about. Okay, dope. So the next question is, to both of you guys, what does Scars and Makeup represent to you?
What Scars and Makeup represents to me is someone who goes through a lot, and we put on everything and anything to cover up whatever we're going through. I had a situation at one time where my son thought it was okay, or made a decision to run away, and that was the most scariest thing I've ever encountered as a parent. So even though you think you're doing the best and you trying to make sure you keep your kid straightforward, you never know what they're going through in their own little personal life, school, outside school, friends, even home. And you start to ignore their feelings as if they're just a child. But when he made that decision to disappear, it was like a shock to me. And it brought out every scar that I ever had. And to make it up, or to cover it up, to make it seem like everything was okay. But when he ran away, that it enlightened me to know that everything was not okay. But it also made me more of a mom to take on and understand and be more interested in what's going on in his world. Take time out to pay attention to him, to realize that without him, I wouldn't be here. I probably wouldn't even made it this far. So, and that's what I get. Or should I say that's to understand what represents Scars and Makeup to me.
Okay, so, Equan, hearing everything that your mom has said to you, what predicament or situation made you decide to do something so drastic to scare the life out of so many of us, including your mom?
I guess this is something that you would do again. Like, would you encourage kids to do this?
I would not encourage kids to not do this because it really scares people. Trust me. You really go back and you really think about it. You see on the news that a lot of kids haven't been coming back home when they ran away. So.
And ain't nothing like home.
Yes.
Ain't nothing like a home cooked meal.
Yes.
I had to, remind him that, listen, no matter what goes on at home, you have to be open enough to know and be able to say, Mom, please trust me.
Right.
Or, Mommy, please, I know you're going to be mad, but this is how I feel.
Right.
It was a wake-up call. We have a better relationship. Very open, very honest.
That was actually going to be my next question. The fact that you guys, ever since the situation happened, did it bring you guys closer?
Very much so.
better.
Very much so.
And I just want to say, for me, from that tragic situation, to me it's tragic.
Mm-hmm.
It opened up my eyes too, because we both are mothers with sons, and we're growing these boys into men.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm close with you guys. Jordan's been over your house. He's been over here.
Right.
Just the week before it all happened.
Yeah.
So I couldn't sleep either. I was scared. Jordan was scared. We all were scared. And this was a wake-up call for me as well. So this was a lesson, and a life lesson learned.
Absolutely. No matter how much, and this could be men, it can be women.
Right.
With raising a kid.
Right.
We take so much, and we put too much energy on what other people think,
right.
what other people may say, to where we would cover or make it look good on the outside of what we do for our kids.
Right.
Sometimes we'll even make it up by making sure they are presentable, when that doesn't mean that they can care less sometimes about how they look and how they dress.
Right.
As long as they're having fun and they're cool.
Right.
But if you do not know your kid,
right.
and you do not take the time out to get to know them, you will be lost.
Right.
And I tell you one thing, with him making this decision, and I had to make it a point that it's not even the fact that you ran away. It's the fact that you had opportunities to reach out to so many others, whether if it was a guidance counselor, whether if it was a principal before you even left that school, to make a decision. Because you never know if you'll make it home.
Right.
And some haven't. Some haven't. But my biggest thing was to make sure I got to know my son.
Right.
And with me working.
Right.
With
and you definitely a hard worker. You work really hard.
2 jobs, and
yeah.
Even if it wasn't the jobs, you it's like, as single parents, period, overall, you want a relationship.
Of course.
You want a relationship with someone else. You want a spouse. You want companionship.
Right, absolutely.
You focus on that, which is like a third job.
Right.
But then you keep forgetting this person here who's young, who is watching your every move.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have the time to sit back and find out what's going on with them, and why they respond in a certain way, and why is this and why is that, as opposed to keep putting your hands on them, because that was my thing.
Right.
I realized I couldn't do that anymore. He's a grown boy,
growing
man.
Right.
I don't ever want him to be spiteful, or even turn that into anger when he starts dating and being with other women. So
absolutely,
that was what he did. As far as I don't condone any kids to run away.
Right. Absolutely.
But what he did was a wake up call.
Absolutely, for all of us, anybody who's close to you guys, it was a wake up call. So let me ask you, looking back at it, where did you go? What was going on through your mind at that time?
Well, looking back at it, in my scenario, I don't have my mom that I normally run to. She lives in South Carolina. Only people I have in my life is my brothers and my sisters. And it gave me a big wake-up call to realize who is there in your corner, and who really only want to come about to make themselves feel like they actually did something.
Right.
I was thankful for those who were there. I was thankful for those who did say, you know what, despite our situations or whatever we're going through personally, I'm here for you.
Right.
I'm going to be here when they make that call to say that he was found.
Right, absolutely.
Looking back at it, it actually gave me a wake-up call to realize that it was me and my son against the world.
Absolutely. Okay, so as a mom, when you found out he was gone, how did it make you feel? Like, did you blame yourself?
Yeah, because I said a couple of things before he even made that decision to leave. And he did something in school that he wasn't supposed to. Can't, really speak about it.
Right.
But it deterred him to feel like he was going to be approached by police officers.
Right.
And that he may go to jail for certain. And I made it a point that he may. You can't keep doing this. You can't keep lying to me. I have to believe you. If you don't start telling me the truth, these are the consequences. And when he chose to make that decision, it left me at all to say, well, I know what I said to make my son make this decision. But if he don't come back, it would be all on me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look back at it, for me to feel him, like as if something did happen, I lost a part of me.
Right.
I say, they give you 24 hours for your kid to be missing. For them to actually they give you 24 hours to tell you, oh, we can't do anything about your kid until it's, it's official. The only reason why they made him an exception is because he just came back from Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
He has somebody in New York who don't have any really real relatives to run to.
Right.
Everybody was in my home.
Right.
So that's why they put the alert out.
Right.
But in my mind was, if he was not to return, I had nothing.
Right.
I had nothing to live for. I had nothing to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Me working 2 jobs to bust my behind, I didn't care about what I can get and what I can have.
Right.
He was my motivation to do what I'm doing now.
Right, absolutely.
My job is to make sure he is set for life.
That's right.
Or he is set in life.
Right.
That I'm there to make sure that he has, without feeling like he has to or need to depend on anyone.
Absolutely.
And if he needed and felt like he was able to be there for somebody else, that I had instilled that in him.
Right.
To be there for someone else when he's at his best.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just honored that you're sharing this story, because I can relate, being the fact that my son Jordan was molested in the 2nd grade, and I blame myself too. So I know how it feels to feel like a mom who was helpless or hopeless, or feeling like it was my fault.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It was a lot tougher because Jordan, we had to go through therapy. Jordan couldn't trust no guys, anything of that nature. Like he didn't want to go to school. He didn't want to do nothing. He didn't want to be around nobody, because he felt like, I felt like his innocence was taken away from him. So to go through a scars and make up a situation like that, and then coming into action with, a friend, which I call you my friend because you are my friend, and Equan and Jordan's friend and things like that.
Absolutely.
And to see something like that, I couldn't be receptive of it, like in my heart. And I don't want to say this, but just like Equan said, kids don't come back. And that was the first thing that I was thinking about. I mean, I couldn't sleep.
The first person when that happened, I'm thinking of the autism boy.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I thought about. Yeah.
And then to know that this happened and there's still no resolution.
Right.
There's still no march. There's still no call. It's like something happens and then it's like, whew, it happens.
It just fly off the shoulder like it's over with. Like it happened, it was then and it's now.
I still have the picture that people posted to say, if you haven't found a child, it was to the point where I was still having people coming to me and go, did you find your kid? He's home. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
It was to the point where he was on News Channel 12 for a hot second.
Yeah.
And when they found out, they took it off.
Yeah.
But that moment where I didn't hear, and I'm going to be honest, I haven't heard or seen or expect half the people that called my phone that I never spoke to call me and ask me if my son was okay,
right,
and if there was anything that I need from them. And my personal feeling, I believe people are going to be receptive and pay their respects,
right,
because they know you and they knew of your child,
right.
But a part of me is like, I've been struggling, scars, raising this boy, and I didn't call nor ask, but all of you knew how hard and the things that I was going through. Why now when it takes for something drastic for you to show up?
Right.
A part of me wanted to say, you can keep your apologies and sorries and my condolences.
Right.
Just put that picture out there to get my son back to me. That's all I cared about.
Yeah.
But then I had to put my personal feelings aside
and
say, you know what? These are these same people that when my son comes back, that he has in his corner.
Right.
So when they see him, forget me. I'm an adult. I can take
care of myself.
But when my son is out on the street, they say it takes a village to raise a child.
Absolutely.
And if that's the village that came asking and showing me respect and their condolences, then that's all I care. That's all I ask for. That's all I ask for.
That's amazing. I mean, like I said, this definitely was an eye opener for all of us, you know, and I appreciate, you know, the fact that you guys can sit here and talk about it because, like I
we
said,
laugh about it now.
Resorting back to Jordan once again, it took him years to get over his situation, you know. Today we laughed about it too, you know, and I tried my hardest not to cry, and he tried his hardest not to cry, but I know it's the scar that still sits there, and that's why I think you guys, like I said, are so perfect for this, and you guys inspired me, you know, especially you, Equan. Even though it was a terrible mistake that you made, you inspired me. I got a title to a book. I have a movement just off of something that you did, and it's a beautiful thing. Although it was something negative that you did, you brought something positive out of it. And I always want you to remember that. And if you ever think about doing something like that again, always think about it before you just go anywhere and do anything, because you have a lot of people who care about you. I know for one, I do, and Jordan do. I was heartbroken to even tell Jordan. I really was. I was scared to tell Jordan.
The main thing that I always feel, even with you writing this book, and I appreciate you making us a part of it, is that even with our sons, it may be, they may have been scarred, and we may have been there in order to make up.
Right.
When it comes to your book and this promotion you got going on. But the best thing that we do is that we attack it now while they're young.
Absolutely.
So by the time they reach that age when they are on their own, they become their own man.
Right.
Nothing can tear them down.
Right. Nothing can break them.
Everything would be like, I've been there, I've done that.
Yeah. Or my mother told me or showed me.
I'm good.
That's right.
They have the guidance. They have the teachers. They have the mentors as they grow. As long as we keep instilling in them that they are somebody.
That's right.
Nothing can take them away. Nothing can make them feel. As long as we make ourselves available to them to let them know that I got your back.
Yep,
you know what I mean?
I got your
back. At the end of the day, I got your back.
Right. You could talk to me. You could come to me.
Yes.
Right.
And I tell my son all the time, a lot of us need to make sure we tell ourselves, listen, tell me everything.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, I'm your lawyer.
That's right.
I'm
your judge. I'm your lawyer.
I'm your lawyer. Let me defend you. Let me talk for you. Let me speak for you.
Amen.
You understand? Because when we go into this stand, I don't want nothing to find me or slap me in the face, sidetrack me.
Right, because you didn't tell me.
I knew it already.
That's right.
But I'm going to tell you why this happened, even if that wasn't his reason.
Right.
But what I am here to do is protect you.
That's right.
And as long as they know that, they'll be okay. As time goes on, they'll be okay.
So what type of awareness, or what could you give, and I want both of y'all to answer this question, and you as a mother and you as a son, to bring to the young men or women, because there's females that run away as well. What type of awareness or inspirational words or powerful words that you can give to the people out there that's going to watch this video about running away?
What would you say, man?
Before you even do it, just think about it. About who's there for you. Who's your hero, your idol. That's all I gotta say.
Who's an outsider to speak to?
Yep.
Before you take that moment to go? I would say before you even think to run away, make sure you have a plan. My son didn't have a plan. It was just going. And before you, like my son said, before you make a decision to run away, you think about it. You think about it hard. It may seem like the world done crumbled and you done crawled into a rock and there's no one there.
Right.
I know everyone say God, praise God, look up. Yeah, we all very much spiritual, and I'm pretty sure every grandmother, great-grandmother, father, mother, sister has instilled that, you know what, pray, pray, pray.
Right.
But in reality, step outside that box and ask yourself, am I prepared for the real world?
Right.
When you run away?
Right.
Am I prepared? Because running away means you are creating no identity for yourself. It's those people who know of you or knew of you is what they knew right then and there before you left.
Mm-hmm.
When you left, you was 5'11", pretty skin, probably had long hair, whatever.
Right.
When you leave, no one's seen you for a week or a day or two. All that changes.
Absolutely.
And then no one knows who you are.
Right.
And do know, yeah, you run away, you may get a lot of people to miss you and love you. But you may run away and find yourself not ever coming back.
Right.
And then they forget about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you become no one.
Right.
You want to run away, make a name for yourself, put yourself on TV and say, listen, I'm crying out for help. A police station may not be a place, but go to the nearest person, the nearest church, the nearest library.
Right.
Sit in there until somebody tell you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And find your way back home. That's the only advice I can give.
All right. Well, before we close out, I just wanted to add one more thing. I never took down the picture from Instagram either. I still have it up there. You know, that's something that's always going to make me look back. You know, when you go back through your pictures, there's always one picture that I'm going to always look at because, like I said, it brought so much to me. You know, and it's still embedded. That's something that's embedded in my heart. That's not going to never go nowhere. It's like you're never going to go nowhere. She's never going to go anywhere. And, I mean, I'm just thankful, you know, that we all learned from this situation.
Yes.
You know, I'm thankful, you know, something great has came out of this and you guys are in front of the camera sharing this experience with me. I've been waiting for you guys. I'm finally glad that you're here to share this experience with me.
This probably was a wake-up call, and being that we're talking about it now, he sees more of, you know, I'm pretty sure he's like, I'm happy to be home now. But,
right. But I just want to
but
say
I'm
that
glad, I know he's glad he's back, because now it's like he got his mom.
Right.
He got his mom back.
Right.
You know, I lost focus.
Right.
But
we all lose focus as parents, especially mothers, because we have so much on our plate.
Right.
And the very importance is right there sitting in front of us. And I got to go to work. I got to pay bills. Oh, I got to cook. Oh, I got to clean. Oh, I got to this. I got to do that. You know you got to buy your son some sneakers, but do you know what your son is thinking in his mind?
Exactly.
Do you know how he's really feeling?
Exactly.
You know how he feels about them sneakers because you're buying them because he's talking about it. But that's the same thing. And I'm glad that you spoke about that as well because, you know, I feel like I need to talk to my son more, you know, and I try to all the time. I think this is the best thing to do is to have a relationship with your child. You need to know because if you don't, well, I think worse things can happen besides just, you know, running away, you know. So I definitely appreciate you guys for this. This was touching and tear jerking. I'm over here like,
I appreciate
don't cry. So
I
appreciate you guys for
this.
this.
Is a blessing.
Definitely. This definitely is a blessing.
This will go far.
Definitely is. So I just want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, from Scars and Makeup.
Of course.
This is definitely a true Scars and Makeup story. Shout out to Equan. Shout out to Vanessa.
Thank you.
Especially Equan for running away.
Equan for coming back home.
And definitely for coming back home.
Yes.
Definitely for coming back home. And that's what my next thing. Being able to talk about it and show face, whether it was a tear, whether it was a smile, whatever it was, the fact that you're here is just a blessing that we're seeing you. Definitely. And you know, just keep on being the greatness that you are. Definitely. Wow. I am just like stunned at the moment because this was such a touching and amazing story. And I just want to say God bless you too. And I just want to thank you guys for coming and sharing your story. Equan, I'm glad you're home. Blessings to you all. I'm happy that you've been sitting here with us, sharing this Scars and Makeup story. As for you, Vanessa, you know, you are a great and wonderful mother. You are, you know, just the best. And it's really sometimes never our fault, but then again, it is our fault. So, but you know, only grown women with their big panties on will realize it and move on to doing the right thing. This is definitely one of Scars and Makeup exclusive, brought to you by Equan and Vanessa. So we just want to say peace out. Love Scars and Makeup.
Scars and Makeup is a movement. To find out more, log on to scarsandmakeup.com.
Peace.